Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 4, which is entitled as Jnana Yoga, Sloka 18. Karmaṇy paśyed, akarmaṇi ca karmayah, sa buddhimān manuṣyeṣu, yuktaḥ kṛtsna-karma-kṛt. The meaning of this sloka is one who sees inaction, and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. So what we saw is a person should see, who sees the akarma, that is the knowledge, in the karma, that is in action, and action, which is karma, in akarma, that is knowledge. That person is considered to be the wise or an intelligent person who understands the meaning of the Shastra, and he is the one who is fit for being released, meaning fit for the liberation. So that is the meaning of the sloka that we saw, and we saw some points and examples of how one should apply the jnana while they are doing the karma. Examples of making garlands, cooking, bhoga, or singing kirtan, bhajan, any of those actions should be with the proper knowledge. And that action itself becomes the knowledge. Now, there are few objections that might arise based on what we have discussed, and we'll see some of these objections here and try to understand how these objections can be understood and see this actually not an objection, cannot be objected. So let's understand this. So the one is, what is the necessity to do this way? Meaning seeing action in inaction, inaction in action. That is karma in jnana, jnana in karma. While I'm doing my karma, I just do it. There is no need to have jnana. While I'm having the jnana, there's no need to see the karma within that jnana. Therefore, while engaged in one action, contemplation on another is not necessary. That's a first objection. That is, when I'm doing karma, let me focus on karma, not on the jnana. And likewise, when I am in jnana, let me focus on that alone, not on the karma. In fact, while engaged in one action and expecting to remember or do the other action may not be the best approach, and one may not even do that particular whatever they are doing now perfectly. It's like a multitasking. Multitasking may not necessarily produce a right result. So this being the case, how is it possible to see knowledge in action and action in knowledge? That is, how is to see action in inaction and inaction in action? So that's objection number one. Let's remember that, because we have to combine these things and see the answer. So the second objection is, one should see things as it is. Karma as karma, jnana as jnana. When we try to see karma as jnana and jnana as karma, we are mixing up things together because of their different nature. When we mix up things, then there's something called viparita jnana and anyata jnana. Not a proper knowledge, there is a wrong understanding happens. So let's understand what is this viparita and anyata jnana through some example. Viparita jnana means seeing a rope in the night and thinking it to be a snake. That is viparita jnana. That's an example. Anyata jnana means seeing the rope as it is and understanding that it is a rope, there's no confusion now, but seeing it is in a yellow color while the rope is actually in blue color. So when the object itself misunderstood, it is called viparita jnana. When the property of an object is misunderstood, then it is called anyata jnana. So the objection or argument over here in the second point is karma and jnana are different and opposite. Then how can we see action in inaction, inaction in action? That is karma in jnana, jnana in karma, as they are two different things. Won't it become viparita and anyata jnana, not the real jnana? So that is the second objection. The third objection is, if one sees that I see karma within jnana, then the importance of jnana is gone and karma becomes prominent. Whereas if I say that I see jnana in karma, then jnana is lost and karma becomes prominent or important. Whatever we see, that particular thing becomes important. So just remember this. Let's remember these three things and we'll see answers. The way that we are going to see answer for this is by asking ourselves some basic questions. The basic question that we need to ask is, on what ground, on what basis these questions are being asked. That is, number one, is it because they too belong to two different disciplines, meaning two different sastras, that we have this objection that karma and jnana belongs to two different sastra? That's why we are arguing like this. Number two, because we are asking, our objection is because they differ in their essential nature. They're from the same sastra, but their nature are different of these two things. Or number three is that because they oppose to each other. They're totally two opposing things to each other, not complementing each other. Or number four is the objection on the ground that such a practice is of no use at all. What's the use of these practices? No use. So the three objections we saw, and we are seeing now this three objection based on what basis these objections are coming up. And these are the four objections that we saw. Number one, we are objecting because they belong to two different disciplines. Number two, because they are different in the essential nature, karma and jnana. And number three, they are not complementing, rather they are opposing. Two different things are two different things. They're opposing each other. Or number 4 is the objection on the ground that such practices are of no use. So the very short answer is none of these 4 reasons fits in here. So we'll see that. Karmaṇy paśyed, akarmaṇi ca karmayah, sa buddhimān manuṣyeṣu, sa yuktaḥ kṛtsna-karma-kṛt. Namaste. Hare Krishna.